This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game, right here on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area, spent 4 years covering UCLA sports with the Daily Bruin, and now in year two, not 1, year 2, with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. Our team is the Angels, and oh my word, the Angels pick up with what is in my opinion, without a doubt, the win of the season. The win of the season, traveling down to San Diego against a red-hot 25-14 San Diego Padres squad, and they go in there and have quite possibly the most strange, shocking, and thrilling and satisfying ninth inning comeback I've ever seen. 5-3 going into the top of the ninth. 6 runs, capped off, of course, by a grand slam, a go-ahead, full-count grand slam from Taylor Ward to steal this one, to absolutely steal this one. Not full count, it was 2-2. My apologies, but a 2-strike, 2-out grand slam to put the Angels up 9-5, complete a 6-run ninth, a 2-run comeback, and steal a win. We have so much to talk about in this one. Shout out to everybody in here. Obviously, the chat is absolutely losing it. Seeing all the regulars: Angel, Giga Chad, Dusty, Akura, Harry, Roman, Christopher, Jay, Sega Boy, W, John, Vinny, Gross Cat, Larry, everybody, right? Everybody. I can't even, Jeff, W Baldwin, just all the regulars in here. I always want to try to shout out as many of you as possible, but shout out to everybody in here. The vibes are so high, obviously. What a freaking win. What a freaking win. And let's not waste any time. Let's get to it.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
There was a couple turning points in this game. I thought there were. I mean, Kikuchi threw the ball into the stands and gave up 2 runs. In part of a 3-run bottom of the third, right after the Angels went up 2-0 via a Zach Neto 2-run shot. A pair of runs, one coming in the 5th for the Padres, one coming in the 8th for the Padres, one in the 6th for the Angels. It's 5-3 going into the 9th. There was a couple turning points, I thought, but come on. The turning point is easily Robert Suarez, the closer for the Padres. If you somehow don't know, this guy has been unreal. 15 save attempts, 15 saves, the ERA 0.5 coming into this ball game. Absolutely lights out. 0.5 ERA, 15 of 15 on saves. Not much of a pitch repertoire, just really fastball and changeup. And if you didn't watch the game and you somehow missed it, he comes in the 9th inning with the 5-3 lead, exactly the situation the Padres want him in, the exact situation that he's been lights out in every single time he stepped on the mound. And yet, right away, he did not have it. He does strike out Matthew Lugo, who deserves credit here. A 6-pitch at bat. He fouls off 2 pitches. So Matthew Lugo deserves some credit there for that. And then we see the wheels absolutely collapse for Robert Suarez. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a performance like this. Like, genuinely, I don't think I've seen a pitcher who is this great do this horribly in an inning in my life. He comes in, gives up a 1-pitch base hit to Luis Rengifo. Fine, right? That's okay. Any pitcher is going to give that up. But what we saw after that, absolutely stunning. I'm going to do it. I have to do it. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. 4 consecutive walks. After Rengifo singles, Ohapi gets walked. Neto gets walked. Shanuel gets walked to walk in a run. 5-3. 5-3 becomes 5-4. And then he walks Yoan Moncada to make it 5-5. And I'm not going to lie. At this point, Robert Suarez comes out of the ball game, and I'm thinking, okay, we tied it at 5-5. Surely we're going to do nothing else. Certainly we did something else. We'll get to that very, very shortly. But I don't know about you guys. There was a couple different times in this inning where I could not believe what I was seeing, genuinely. For a guy who throws 2 pitches, a fastball and a changeup, for him to not be able to locate the changeup at all, he was throwing it in the dirt every single time he tried to throw it. It wasn't even close, in the dirt. And then he was like, okay, I'm only going to throw fastballs. And then he decided to only throw fastballs higher than the strike zone or outside. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. The fact that after he gives up the base hit to Rengifo, walks O'Hoppe, and walks Neto, there's nobody on the mound or in the bullpen warming up. Nobody. After 3 straight base runners, 2 straight walks. Then he walks Shawnuel, and they're like, okay, we got to get someone up, right? He's walked 3 in a row, given up 4 base runners in a row. And then he walks Moncada, and of course, he gets pulled. Absolutely crazy. 4 walks. And the other thing that I almost blew a gasket. I could not believe that Yohan Moncada at bat. Absolutely insane. Because it goes to 3-0 on 3 fastballs, way high at his face, nowhere near the zone. He throws a strike on a barely corner pitch on, to make it 3-1. And then from there, throws 3 straight fastballs high. 2 of the 3, the first 2 were the highest pitches of the at-bat, nowhere near the zone. Moncada swings at the first, hits his head like, what am I doing? And how does he respond? He swings at the second. It's 3-2. Then he fouls off another high fastball before finally Suarez just absolutely spikes one. He absolutely spikes one. As W. Baldwin here says, oh, dude, Moncada took years off my life. Years off my life. Amen. Amen. Real Marco Polo says, not going to lie, I thought Moncada was going to kill the rally. I was so sure that he was going to strike out, or even worse, ground into an inning-ending, game-ending double play. But you have to give him credit, as bad as it was to swing at those fastballs up in the zone, to have 3 straight foul balls on 3 fastballs above the zone at 98, 99, and 99 miles an hour. Crazy. Crazy. You deserve some credit there. And thank goodness he draws the walk. Because when he does, it makes it 5-5. They take him out for Alec Jacob, who comes in, a completely different pitcher. Sidearm, negative velocity, throws a 74-mile-an-hour changeup, and then strikes out Jorge Soler on an 85.7-mile-an-hour fastball, right? Completely different. But guess what? Guess who is good against the off-speed? Guess who is the most toxic partner, significant other, friendship, friend, whatever. This is the most toxic relationship ever. Taylor Ward and Angels fans. Bases juiced, 2 on. Or bases juiced, 2 out. Gets it to a 2-2 pitch. Takes a 4-seam fastball at 85 miles an hour right down the middle to make it 2-2, by the way. I'm there steaming. Fouls off a fastball. And then on 2-2 again, gets a 72-mile-an-hour sweeper right down the middle. And oh my, I wish at this moment I could play the radio call or play the announcing call, but goosebumps. High fly ball, deep left field. Where's the Padres guy? Slam Diego for Fernando Tatis. How about that? In Slam Diego, in left field, or to left field. Taylor Ward, he hit it only 350 feet, barely stays fair, but he hits it out. Grand slam. And a 5-3 deficit becomes a 9-5 lead. Like, genuinely the most stunning thing I've ever seen. And so, with all that, we have to get to...
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Taylor Ward's the player of the game with that unbelievable swing. It's arguably the biggest swing of the season. And like Yolando perfectly says here, he needed that. He needed that, right? It's been a very shaky stretch for him, right? So boy, oh boy, did he need that. And he had a great game outside of that. Did have another base hit. So 4 RBIs, obviously with the grand slam, 2 for 5. The average is just 190. The OPS is 637. But in the DH spot, he needed it. And shout out to him for getting it done. I guess it was left field and then DH. But he got it done is the moral of the story. And then just because it's funny and just because Gross Cat deserves credit for this. We have one more.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
You got to give one to Suarez. You have to. I mean, he gave us the game. He walked 4 guys in a row. He let 5 guys on the bases in a row, but walked 4 in a row to give us the win. So shout out to him. Much appreciated. And I like this other comment here from Robert. Was that Robert Suarez or Jose Suarez pitching for the Padres tonight? Absolutely hilarious. But what a win. What a win. What a win. When we come back from our break, we're going to talk about Kikuchi because it was an interesting start for him. Obviously, the huge error that was another reason to rip our heads out. The lineup, well, I don't know if it played well. We struck out 16 times. 16 times. We draw 7 walks and still have more than double that in strikeouts, but we pick up the win. So we'll talk about the lineup. We'll talk about Kikuchi, and the bullpen deserves some praise as well after a break here on the Locked On Angels Postcast. Now, today's show is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. When I started using it, I realized just how much I was spending on takeout. Now I budget smarter and save more instead of juggling multiple apps. I can use Monarch to check my finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals all in one place. And if you do have a partner, managing money with them is smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. And today's show is also brought to you by Wonderful Pistachios. If you're looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious, crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. I love the no shells variety, whether I am on the road on the way back from the gym at 7:30 in the morning, on the way to work at 8:30 in the morning, or at my desk. It's the perfect grab and go snack for my busy days. It always gives me that quick protein boost. It's my absolute go-to. But if you do love cracking open every shell for that satisfying crunch, the in-shell options are a classic favorite. So get snacking and cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. Back here live on this victory edition, and what a victory it was here on the Locked On Angels Postcast. The Angels coming to the 9th inning, down 5-3, and they steal a 9-5 win. Now, I'll be honest, I'm absolutely exhausted. I don't know if you can tell, but I can barely keep my eyes open. Let's just say I had a long night last night, was feeling under the weather, actually took the day off from work, and I'm very, very tired. Very, very freaking tired. But talk about something to give us a boost as fans, and hopefully this team a boost. An absolutely stunning win, right? An absolutely stunning win. And it's hopefully one that's going to give us some momentum. Vinny in here saying we should bring attention to the energy in the dugout. Did you all see how everyone looked happy and excited for the first time in weeks, right? I mean, I would hope you're absolutely smiling from ear to ear, as some would like to say, after that, right? Like, if you're not losing your mind after a win like that, I don't know when you're ever going to lose your mind. What a win it was. What a win it was. Now we have to talk about 2 things that weren't great in this win that we'll forget, because as Akura Man says here, enjoy this win, enjoy this win, enjoy this win, right? Especially with it being against the Padres, especially, there's an opportunity now to win a series against the first place Padres going into a series against the Dodgers. How nice would that be? But again, a couple negatives, as funny as it is in a game like this, 16 strikeouts, 16. Jorge Soler 0 for 3, gets walked twice, but 3 strikeouts. D'Arnaud goes 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts as well. Lugo 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Paris 0 for 4 or 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. But who cares? Neto 2 for 4, the 2-run shot. We do have to give him his credit. Top of the 3rd inning, huge swing of the bat, able to give us that 2-0 lead early. Obviously, we needed every run we could get in this ball game, but huge swing from him. He continues to be stellar. The average is now all the way up to 279. The OPS is all the way up to 45. So absolutely deserves credit here. 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, 2 runs via the 2-run shot. Also draws a walk in the 9th inning to score that run. Nolan Schanuel, he was okay. 0 for 4, but does have the big RBI walk in the 9th inning. Moncada, he goes 1 for 3. He has 2 walks as well. So, and even Jorge Soler, like I said, had 2 walks. So absolutely crazy. There's a game where you have 16 strikeouts and 7 walks. Absurd. You scored 9 runs on just 7 hits. Absolutely crazy. What else was crazy was what Yusei Kikuchi did in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Obviously, we're looking for any positivity we can get from Kikuchi. We want him to get that win. We want him to have a good start. We want him to kind of make up for a rough start to his Angel career. And in the bottom of the 3rd, he's cruising so far, and then he gets 2 outs to start the bottom of the 3rd. But an absolutely huge 2-out rally. Luis Arias singles, Manny Machado singles, Jackson Merrill singles to score Luis Arias, and Machado goes to 3rd. It's 1st and 3rd, and Bogarts hits the weakest chopper right to Kikuchi, who decides to, it wasn't an easy play, but he completely throws it wide of Schanuel, right past him. Machado scores from 3rd, obviously. Merrill scores all the way from first base. So it's what should have been out number 3, and still a 2-1 Angel lead becomes 2 runs for the Padres, and it's 3-2, just like that. Now, fortunately, we did have a great play by Matthew Lugo. Right after that, Gavin Sheets hits a base hit. Nice first name he's got there. Gavin Sheets hits a base hit on a ground ball to left field. Lugo's able to snag it, throw out Xander Bogaerts at home to keep the lead at 3-2. And once again, it was needed. A couple of great fielding plays in this one. Obviously, we just talked about that play. Zach Neto in the 5th lines out in a great diving play by Jackson Merrill. And then we do have that home run from Fernando Tatis in the bottom of the 5th that made it 4-2. Once again, thank goodness it wasn't 5-2 because of that Lugo play. We got a gift. We absolutely got a gift in the top of the 6th with 1 out after a Moncada double and Soler walk. Taylor Ward grounds out. It looks like it's going to be a double play, but the throw from Cronenworth is awful, and we're able to steal a run on that one. Moncada was able to score instead of it being a double play. Obviously, a huge run there. And then we had, obviously, the huge 9th inning. But Kikuchi, overall, in terms of his start, great and terrible at the same time, in the sense that that error was awful. But just outside of that, it was pretty good. He gives up 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. That home run to Tatis hurts, but it ends up being 4 runs because of the 2 errors, right? So I'm still going to take the start, right? There haven't been many like that for him. The ERA is 3.72. It's getting a little better. Still doesn't have a win, but obviously he's trying to turn a corner and settle in more as an Angel. You look at his last 3 starts tonight: 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned in 6 innings. Last start against the Blue Jays, 6 innings, 5 hits, just 1 earned run, was very good in that one. And then even the start before that, just 5 innings against the Tigers, but also just 5 hits, 2 earned runs on 2 solo shots. And if you look at before that, the month of April was not very nice. He gave up 4 runs to the Twins, 4 runs against the Rays, 3 against the Cardinals, and he had, an actual shutout start against the Giants, 1 run that was unearned. But still, we're trying to see him improve. Like Roman Rip says here, he is improving daily. Walter saying he had a quality start and gave the team a chance to win. Absolutely. Roman says we're praying for him to be average. We don't want him to be average. We need him to be above average if we want to be a competent team. He is our ace, and we're paying him serious money. But hopefully this boosts his confidence that even in a kind of chaotic game for him with that error, he's still able to avoid a loss. The team ends up winning the ball game. That's all you need. And then the final bit of positivity, dare I say it, was the bullpen. Given everything we just said about Kikuchi, for Fermin to come in and do what he did, another scoreless inning for him, gives up just 1 hit. And other than that, 1, 2, 3. And the ERA is still well over 6. It's at 6.43 through 7 innings, 10 strikeouts. But if you actually look, he's kind of been settling into it a lot better lately, right? He had a pretty brutal start. In his first 4 outings, gave up 5 earned runs, 3 of them coming against the Detroit Tigers. But since that, his last 4 outings, 4 innings, just 2 hits, and the most impressive stat of them all, no walks, right? In the last 4 games, 4 innings, 4 games, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks, no runs. And the ERA just has absolutely plummeted, which is great. 15 was the ERA on May 4th. It's May 12th, and the ERA is down to 6.43. So absolutely deserves his credit. For me, he's quietly become one of the better relievers in this makeshift bullpen we've got going on right now. Brock Burke, ironically, the only reliever to give up a run, yet he gets the win. He's still not great. I'm still not very satisfied with him. The ERA is 5.63, but somehow he's 4-0. 4-0. And like Sega Boy W says here, he's got more wins than half of our darn starters, right? So that's crazy. And then Kenley Jansen comes in 1-2-3 ninth with 2 strikeouts. Hopefully that gives him some confidence that he's able to have a save opportunity and get it done. So with all that being said, what a win. What a win. I'm going to do it one more time because why not? Give me a second. I've been getting called out by some of you guys about the lack of Angels merch. So wave the flag. What a win. I can't think of a better game to wave the flag than after a crazy win like that. So let's look ahead real quick. Let's hope we can turn this into some momentum. Obviously going against the Padres for 2 more. If you can win one of the next 2 and pick up a series win, that would be great. It's our boy Jose Soriano, 2-4 with a 4 ERA against Dylan Cease, 1-2 with a 4.9 ERA. Dang it, we got the best pitcher in this matchup, and I think no, I just can't in good faith say we're winning 2 in a row against the Padres, but certainly there's a good chance. So we will certainly be back here after tomorrow's game, 6:40 first pitch. So expect me back in here at 9:15-ish, as always. Thank you to the people who offered their condolences on that Warriors loss. Yeah, absolutely brutal for my Dubs. And yes, a great question here by Vinny in terms of any news on the game meetup. And Angel and Tony saying, I still have a giveaway for you. Shout out to both of you for, still looking forward to that. We're still going to make it happen. Again, I was supposed to go on the 2nd, had to go home, emergency with the family stuff. Then was going to try to do May 9th. Actually had stuff pop up then. So we're going to plan a new date. It's a little more free time on my end in the sense that the Clippers season is over. Still working a 40-hour work week there and then doing these shows every night. But we're going to find a night to do the game meetup, and I'll try to let you guys know more than a couple days in advance. So we'll try to get an update on that soon, but shout out to all of you for that and for everything. Have a great rest of your Monday night. What a win for our Angels. Taylor Ward is the hero with the grand slam. Go Angels, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.